"We are not far from the lighthouse now, Kirsty," said Rachel Walker. The best friends were walking along the cliff towards the Rainspell Island lighthouse. "Dad said we cannot miss it. I wonder what he meant." "We will find out soon," Trustee Tate replied. "I am so glad we came to Rainspell for another vacation, Rachel. There is no other place like it in the whole world." The girls were spending their spring break on Rainspell Island. They were taking turns staying with Christy's mom and dad at their bed and breakfast one night, and then with Rachel's parents at the campsite the next night. Plus, it is an extra special vacation because it is Rainspell Crafts Week, Rachel pointed out, and because of our adventures with the magical Crafts Ferry. When the girls arrived on Rainspell Island a few days earlier, Kayla the Pottery Fairy had invited them to Fairyland, where a crafts week was also taking place. Kayla and the other magical crafts fairy were organizing the events. Kayla told the girls that King Oberon and Queen Titania would choose the most beautiful crafts and use them to decorate their royal palace. But as the queen welcomed everyone to Crafts Week, Jack Frost and his goblins had hurled paint-filled balloons into the crowd. The magical Crafts Fairy and even Queen Titania herself had been splattered with bright green paint. In all the chaos and confusion, Jack Frost and his goblin had stolen the magical Crafts Fairy's special objects. They were the source of the fairy's powerful magic. Jack Frost had declared that he was the best artist ever, and he had taken the magical objects to ensure that no one else would ever outdo him. As everyone watched helplessly, Jack Frost had magically whisked himself from the goblin and the goblins away to hide the objects in the human world. The fairies had been horribly upset, but Rachel and Kirsty stepped forward right away to offer their help. The girls were determined to prevent crafts everywhere from turning into complete disasters. Thank goodness we already found Kayla's vase, Annabelle's pencil sharpener, Zadie's thimble, and Josie's ribbon, said Kirsty. "I really enjoyed our pottery drawing, sewing, and jewelry making workshops." "Me too," Rachel agreed, "but they would have been totally ruined if the fairies hadn't gotten their magic objects back just in time." Kirsty nodded. "I cannot wait to try Polly Pinterly's class at the lighthouse today," she said eagerly. "Painting is one of my favorite things. But what do you think the class will be like, now that Violet the Painting Fairy's magic paintbrush is missing?" Rachel asked anxiously. "Well, as Queen Titania always says, we have to wait for the magic to come to us and see," Kirsty reminded her. Suddenly Rachel spotted the lighthouse up ahead of them. "Now I see what Dad meant when he said we couldn't miss it," she laughed. The lighthouse was painted in bold blue and white stripes, and the top was bright red. "I read in the Crafts Week pamphlet that Polly Pinterly is a lighthouse keeper and a famous local artist too," Kirsty said as they walked up the colorful building. "She must be pretty busy then," Rachel remarked. There was a sign taped to the door, "Painting class in the lantern room today." The girls went inside and began climbing the spiral staircase to the very top. The walls were lined with pretty watercolor paintings of Rainspell Island, all signed Polly Pinterly. "These are beautiful," Kirsty said. "Look, Rachel, this is the forest where we met Ruby the Red Fairy." She pointed at one of the paintings. "Our very first fairy adventure," Rachel said with a smile. The first thing Rachel and Kirsty noticed when they reached the lantern room at the top of the lighthouse was a stunning view. Through the enormous window that ran all the way around the circular room, they could see sailboats bobbing on the sea, wooden beaches backed by white cliffs, the village of little cottages, and the rolling countryside. In the room, a group of kids wearing painting smocks were standing behind easels, waiting for the class to start. Meanwhile, a woman with bright pink streaks in her blonde hair was handing out palettes, brushes, and tubes of paints. "Hi girls," the woman called. "I am Polly Pinkley. Come and join us." "I am Kirsty and this is Rachel," Kirsty explained, noticing that there were lots more paintings propped along the walls of the lantern room. "We were just admiring the view." "Wonderful, isn't it?" Polly sighed happily. "It inspires all my work." She gave the girls some painting materials and smocks to protect their clothes, then clapped her hands for silence. "Welcome to Rainspell Island," Polly said. "I cannot wait to show you all how much fun painting can be. First, we are going to mix up some colors. Let's start with yellow and blue, then we will try yellow and red. Can anyone guess what colors those will make?" "Yellow and blue makes green," Kirsty said, remembering something she had learned in school. "And yellow and red makes orange," a boy next to Rachel added. Polly showed everyone how to squeeze the paint onto the palettes and mix them with their brushes. But Kirsty was horrified to see that her yellow and blue mixture ended up a sludgy gray color, not green at all. Then she tried swirling the yellow and red paint together, but that turned gray too. "This is awful," Rachel groaned, making a face. "All I get is gray." The other kids were having the same problem. Polly looked bewildered. "Try mixing red and white," she suggested. "You should get pink." Everyone did what she said, but once again all the mixtures turned a dull gray. The paint was also very thin. It began to dribble off the palettes onto the floor, making a complete mess. "Why is everything going wrong?" Polly wondered aloud. The girls glanced knowingly at each other. This was all because of Jack Frost. It must be a bad batch of paint, Polly decided. "I will grab some more and clean all those brushes too. While I am gone, take a look at my paintings to get some ideas for your own work." Clutching the dirty brushes, she disappeared down the spiral staircase. "What a disaster, Kirsty," Rachel whispered as they studied a painting of a sailboat. "As long as Violet's magic paintbrush is missing, our painting will be terrible." Kirsty peered closely at Polly's painting. "Rachel," she whispered, her voice full of excitement. "See that strange glowing light on the tip of the sail?" "What is it?" Rachel breathed, her eyes wide. As the girls watched, the light headed directly towards them. Then it transformed into a little fairy who fluttered right out of the painting. "It is Violet," Kirsty whispered, grabbing Rachel's arm. "Violet the painting fairy." Kirsty hoped she had news about her missing paintbrush.